Hi, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Ascendant. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your July 16th to the 31st, 2023 reading for you. Now, I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It really helps the YouTube algorithm see my channel, and it helps it grow, so thank you so very much for doing so. If you're interested in any of the cards that I'm using, they will all be listed in the description box below. Now, before we begin this reading, let us clear the energy space, raising our own energy vibration and releasing any negativity. This cleanse and meditation will be accompanied by a loud sound. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity from the body like storm clouds, letting yourself feel calm, centered, and at peace as we enter into this safe and loving space. So let's see the energy that we need to be mindful of during this time here, Cancer. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Oh, there's two. Okay. So we're getting in our way of a wish. So just be aware of that. Because we have the Chariot reverse. We're represented by the Chariot in the major arcana. So we have a tendency during this time to get in our own way. With the star, that's Aquarius energy. So we can also have an Aquarius getting in our way. But this is our wish. This is our dream. This is what we deeply desire. It can be that we're not letting ourselves dare to dream what we truly want, or there's excuse me, there's sabotage around what we dream for ourselves, what we want, how we want to move forward in our lives. So be aware of that. It can be self-sabotage, it can be sabotage of emotional manipulation. Just be aware. So let's see what spirit has to say. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly, angels and spirit guides. Here we have balance reversed. So we're not feeling very much imbalanced, or we need to focus on being imbalanced with ourselves, like being balanced in us, showing up for us. It's going to be so easy to put ourselves on the back burner, not even on a burner at all, and be dealing with everything else until we're just completely out of balance with ourselves. We feel stressed and overwhelmed and negative and icky. And it's like, what's wrong here? It's like, I'm out of balance. I'm out of balance because everybody else's needs came first. And I wasn't even on my radar. Be aware of this. So let's see what the tarot has to say. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides. Angels and spirit guides show me clearly. Yeah, good. Out of balance. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Angels. See all that? So we have the King of Wands, fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. If we're born on the cusp with Leo, that part of our personality is coming through very, very strongly, or we have strong fire sign energy in our chart. That comes through very strongly. We also have very strong Pisces energy coming through here as well. The Eight of Pentacles reversed. Do we feel like working during this time? I know this sounds like a silly thing to say, that our heart might not be in our work right now, but it's not all the time. So just be aware of this. Be kinder to yourself. Go on vacation if you can. Take time off. Pamper yourself when you can. Take time to take care of you. Because here it's like you just, it's just like feeling drudgery, right? It's the same thing day in, day out, day in, day out. And here it's like, I don't want to do it anymore. And we can really feel like a rebellious spirit. Like, Cancer, we usually can handle everything. We usually hold everything on our shoulders. And right now it's like, I don't want to. I don't want to be doing this. I just want to be, footless, loose, and fancy free. So just be aware of this. If you can give yourself a vacation during this time, if you can take a weekend or, just even a day somewhere and just have a little bit of fun. It doesn't have to be crazy amount of fun, but just a little bit of fun that really puts a smile on your face. That'll be huge. That will go a really long way to re-energizing you and building you up. You're not really going to be as detail oriented as you usually are. I know this sounds negative. It's not negative. It's just like, okay, double check things, make sure that you go slowly and carefully through things, because the methodicalness, we might let certain things slip. So just be aware of that. With the eight of, ooh, sorry, I just hit my mic. With the Eight of Pentacles reversed, it's like, okay, we're not as work oriented as we usually are. And acknowledging that, and acknowledging that that's crowning everything is a good thing. It is a good thing for us. With the Nine of Cups, there's a wish being granted. Okay, here, this is what we deeply wish for. It's almost like we're not letting ourselves have what we deeply wish for. We can think, oh, well, that's just silly, right? I'm never going to have this. I'm never going to be this. I'm never going to get what I really want. And Spirit's like, why are you already writing yourself off? That's a huge question. Wow. Okay. Why are you writing yourself off? Why are you being so hard on yourself? Just because you're not doing things in other people's time does not mean that it will not happen in your time. With the Nine of Cups, this is a wish. This is what you cross your fingers for, but this is also having sweetness in your life. And this is starting to fill your days with that sweetness, starting to share it with others. It's like honey on your lips when you lick your lips, and it's like, oh, wow, there's that sweetness there. It could have been on the edge of the teacup, right? And then you get it on your lips, and it's a surprise. There's surprise sweetness everywhere in our lives. And there's a connecting with that. There's a power with that. And that's going to be a very big thing for us. So here, as we connect with what we love, what we wish for, what we desire, what's happiness to us, we start to let ourselves shine. We start to let ourselves really expand and explore and become. And this starts to reignite our passion. Now, with the King of Wands, there's a real sense of transformation. Now, we need to be mindful always when the King of Wands comes up, especially if the King of Wands comes up reverse, but we need to be mindful of tempers. We have a bit of a fiery temper, especially if we're in the Northern Hemisphere and it's hot and we can feel like just a little bit quicker with our tempers. Like our tempers can tend to match the temperature outside. So just be aware of that. Take care of yourself, move slowly, hydrate, stuff like that. I see temperature outside matching temperature, matching our own temperatures. So being aware of that is going to be important. But there's also a sense here of I'm transforming with my passion, with what I desire, with how I see myself, how I, move forward in my power, in my understanding, in my beauty of me. And that's going to be a really big thing. There's a sense here of looking at, okay, I'm seeing the root chakra. It's a tailbone energy, right? So if you tap your tailbone with an open hand like this, right, and you tap your tailbone, that's where our sensual energy is held, creative energy, and it's very much in alignment with the sacral chakra. And so here I see that energy here with the sacral chakra, with our own sensuality of life, fertility of life coming forward, and our own, it's also connected with our gut here. So just know that there's a sense that you have gut feels to things, listen to it, but your gut can be a little bit sensitive during this time because you're going to be so in tuned with what your body needs and the changes that you're going through in life. Just any changes of season, changes of perception of things, changes of temperament. It's all going to be very shown in dietary needs. So just be aware of this during this time. Do not eat too spicy foods. Okay, that's going to be a really big thing. Don't be kinder to your stomach during this time. But also tap your tailbone. Tap your tailbone 2 minutes a day. It will help revitalize you. It really will. But you're going to see your passion coming to the surface with a lot of things. It's like, wow, I didn't know I was that passionate about this, or oh, I didn't know I could be that inspired. With the two, well, not the two, that's two, but with the Six of Pentacles reversed, there are things that are just out of balance. And it's going to be with wealth, it's going to be with the dissemination of power. So just being aware of that during this time, like things need to be balanced, or we need to call things back into balance because some things have gotten out of hand. So being aware of that is going to be a very big thing for us and a very good thing. We also don't want anybody having power over us during this time. We kind of want to be a little bit lawless, like a little bit reckless, a little bit just like our own boss. If you can be your own boss during this time, even though like that sounds funny because like, we're not really going to be that into wanting to pay attention to the details of things and working and getting everything just right. So be aware of that. But we also don't want to be told what to do and don't want to go to the beat of anybody else's drum. So being aware of that is going to be very important. There there is a sense that we always thought there were two roads that were open to us or two ways to move forward. And there's a severing of certain ties that are no longer relevant in our lives. And we're going to see us really starting to look inward and say, well, what do I want? Instead of the paths that I see everybody else walking, where do I want to be and how do I want to be? And it doesn't mean that we have to be, crazy. And it doesn't mean that we have to, go off and join the circus unless you want to. I know people who have gone off and joined the circus and they're perfectly happy. But, if you're not an acrobat or into animals, that might be difficult. So here with the Two of Swords, it's really opening yourself up to what you want. And it's not holding everybody else's rule as your law. It's not like, well, I have to do this because this person did this, or I have to do that because this person did that. It's really saying, when I turn inward and I look at what I want, what is it that I see? And is that even scary? Because have I been doing what was expected of me for so long that I forget what I want myself? I just see a severing of ties. I just see a cutting of certain ties that are no longer relevant in our lives. And it's like that path, that isn't my path. And that's going to be a big thing because we're really entering into a time of change. We're ruled by the moon in astrology. So when the moon shows up, it's like our ruling planet is showing up and saying, hey, listen, it's time to change things up. It's time to embrace the different faces of us, our different needs, our different desires, our different wants. What are we looking for? I see you very linked to the goddess Athena during this time. So if you like the mythology of Athena, or if Athena is a goddess you connect with, this would be a time. This would be a time to open up that connection with her. But there's a sense here of that deeper wisdom of spreading the wings, of seeing, where do I fly? Like, what do I want? What's important to me? Where do I want to be? What do I desire? And instead of holding fast to our once upon a time dreams, opening up to the changes that are around us and opening up to the wisdom that can come from living a life that might seem unconventional to some, but that is beautifully aligned to us. Just a sense of what once was out of balance, what once was chaotic, I'm finding harmony in. Make balance your goal during this time. Say, what do I need? What do I want? What's important to me? And then there's going to be a lot of change that moves forward. A lot of new ideas. Number 18, also very important during this time. Okay. Our subconscious energy to be mindful of, Strength card reverse. We might be having difficulties with Leo energy, right? If we're born on the cusp with Leo, we have Leo in our chart. We can find that to be very challenging. It could very much be a might equals right type of mentality. If I just force it, if I just make it, then it will be. And we can have difficulty with those type of people too. That sense of, if I just force it, if I just make it, it will be right. I will make things bend to my will. We're really not going to like that energy. We want things to ebb and flow like the tide moved by the moon. The water needs the moon, right? And we're going to find here that there's a harmony that we need, that we're discovering, and it's not through force. It's just not. That's actually going to be a little bit repellent to us. our subconscious spirit message here is nature. To connect with nature, to be one with nature, but also to embrace our own nature. We can talk about going outside and, again, I do see you very much affected by the heat, so just be aware of that, or any extremes. So if you're in the southern hemisphere and it's cold, you're going to be affected by that as well. Be very mindful of extremes. In qigong, they very much say, don't do the extremes. So just be aware of that. Here with nature, it's like, what is our nature? What is our desire? What is our want? And it's also, I don't know, I'm just looking at this old house right here, and it's like, well, what is the beauty in what we see? In what is the nature? What is the natural beauty of the house that we see? What is the natural beauty of us? And how do we let ourselves shine? In our subconscious tarot message, here is the Four of Swords. Subconsciously, we need to let ourselves rest. We're kind of on edge, so being aware of that is going to be super important. It's like even when we sleep, we can have our armor on. We can, wake up tense, like tense shoulders especially. We're carrying a lot, and we're trying to work out a lot. There's a part of us that wants to awaken. There's a part of us that's been asleep for a really long time. And there's a sense of, I want to step in to all of me. Like, I want to be a powerful part of me. And it's like, how does my dream lead me forward? What are my dreams telling me? But also, what am I afraid to connect with that my dreams are trying to tell me? And I'm like, oh, no, that's a little bit too intense. It's subconscious. So we're not even really aware of it. But when we're saying, that's too intense, that's too much, be aware of that. Be aware that there's something here subconsciously that's trying to come to the surface, but we want more control over it. We want more control over things. And Spirit's like, release the control and see where life takes you. All right. All right, Cancer. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe. Let's end this reading with a meditation, a clearing away of negative energy, a raising of our positive energy as we embrace the power, intensity, and beauty of this time and of ourselves. So take a nice deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. May you move forward in peace and in harmony, Cancer. May blessings and prosperity always be with you. I love you all. God bless. Bye.